Alright guys, welcome to our channel Code with Sunny, and in this video we will be talking about the very interesting problem, maximum sum of rectangle no larger than k. Okay, so let me give it a like over here, and the problem is of hard type. So this must be a we should have to brood our mind over this question. I don't know, but this question has like disturbed me a very lot. You can see that. Okay, so let me show up my submissions. You can easily see how this problem made my mind much more worse because I've got so many wrong answers. And the reason behind the wrong answer is not I have not read out the question. I have not, my approach was not accurate enough to get a accepted verdict at while submitting the code first time. Okay, so I will explain it in a very easier way so that you guys have a good grasp over this question, and you can do these type of questions when this type of question will you can face in an interview. You can easily explain the steps, explain the procedure, explain the time complexity, explain the best solution of this problem, right? Okay, so without wasting our time so much, let's move over to this question. Given a m into n matrix and an integer k, return the maximum sum of rectangle in the matrix such that its sum is no larger than k. Okay, so there exists some rectangle in a matrix, and you need to find the sum of that rectangle, and you need to ensure that the sum of that rectangle is going to be no larger than k. Okay, so if the sum of the elements in that rectangle is going to be larger than k, strictly larger than k, we are not going to consider that sum. And if that sum is going to be like at most k, we need to consider that sum and find to maximize your sum by considering all the rectangles, right? Okay, so it is guaranteed that there will be a rectangle with a sum no larger than k. Okay, so I will explain these inputs and outputs also with the help of examples, and I will provide a better visualization. For now, let's look over the constraint, how this is going to help us, right? You can see M is the matrix length, N is the matrix of I length. You can see M and N is like 100. So how this is going to help us? Yes, this is going to help us. You can say we can have at most we can have 10 power 6 iterations for the best case, to not to get a time limit exceeded verdict, we can have at most 10 power 6 iterations. Also, you can see that m and n are 100, so we can have a o of or I can say we can have o of m square n type solution or m square n log n type solution. These type of solutions is going to be passed in this question. Okay, so let's move further to understand how this is going to help us and what could be the best solution for this problem, right? So let's move further to understand this problem with the help of examples. Okay, so you can see I have taken these two rectangles, but it is not actually these two rectangles. I'm going to talk about this rectangle, right? So this is the matrix that I'm going to deal right now as an example, and you're not going to consider this matrix right now. This is like the modification of this matrix. I'm going to tell you what is actually this matrix. Okay, so for now you're going to focus on this matrix. Okay, so suppose this matrix is given to us and we have some value of k. Okay, and let's say we are going to pick some rectangle. This is, let's say we are going to pick this rectangle. Okay, what is the sum of the values lying in this rectangle? You can see the sum is coming about to be 10. Okay, so according to the problem statement, if sum is going to be like less than equal to k, we need to consider the sum of the values lying in this rectangle. Okay, and what about if my sum of the values lying in this rectangle is going to be like strictly greater than k? If it that is, if we found some rectangle satisfying this condition, I'm not going to consider this rectangle. Such type of rectangles should be discarded. Okay, then okay, so suppose k is going to be like 8. Okay, so if the value comes about to be 10, I'm going to discard this rectangle. What about some more different types of rectangles? Okay, so let's say I'm going to talk about this rectangle. What is the sum of the values lying in this rectangle? You can see the sum is coming about, I think 9 plus 4 13, and 13 minus 3 10, and minus 8 2. You can see the sum is coming about 2, and this sum is less than or equal to k. So we need to consider this sum. And what is actually being asked in this question? We need to maximize the sum of rectangle in a matrix such that sum is no larger than k. Okay, so if k is 8, what is the maximum sum that sum of the values of any rectangle that is present in this matrix such that sum is not going to exceed this value of k? You can see we are getting the value of as 2. There might be some other rectangle whose sum of the values lying in this rectangle may be much more closer to this k. We need to find such value. How we are going to find such value? Okay, so before finding such value, we need to just first understand if there exists some rectangle which has the sum of the value being closer to k than this value 2. Okay, let's try to find it out. You can see this is the value that I'm searching for. This is the value. Like if you sum up the values, you can see it is coming about 5, 4, 9, 10 and 15 minus this 7. You can see the sum is coming about 8, and if sum is 8 and k is also 8, you can see this sum is like less than equal to k, and this is the value that is being like very closest to the value that we are searching for. That is the value k. 8 is like very close to the value k, and which is k is also 8. Okay, so this is our answer. Okay, so we need to find such a value, such a sum of the values in a rectangle such that that value is like much more closer to this k value. How we are going to find that? The first thing that strikes in your mind that how to maintain the sums in a rectangle, how to find a particular rectangle. Okay, no need to worry about. I'm going to explain a very good solution to this problem. Okay, so let's understand this in a simpler way. Okay, so I'm going to just provide a reference to another problem like a number of submatrices that sum to target. Yes, I'm searching for this question, right? You can see one of my videos about here. If you are getting some doubts talking about this one, you can just go for it. Okay, so you can see that in this problem where we need to find the number of submatrices and the approach is going to be similar. You can see that actually we need to find the submatrices, and submatrix is actually a rectangle. Okay, so we are searching for a rectangle. Okay, so here also in this problem, right, we need to search for a rectangle. Okay, so the approach is very much similar. So if you want to do that problem, you can do that and then come back to this problem, then you will feel much more easier to solve this problem. Okay, so this problem actually has many sub problems, right? So you can just search for this problem, and if you are getting doubts, you can just go over here and you can search my video and you can just look over that also, right? Okay, so for now let's talk about this problem. Okay, so you can see what I'm going to do is I'm going to build, I'm just finding it out. The first, how we are going to just fetch some rectangle. Okay, I'm going to write down, we are going to fetch some rectangle. How this is going to help us, you can see. Okay, so you can see that whenever I'm just talking about some rectangle, let's say this rectangle, you can see one thing that is being common is, right, you can just take more things, and the common is, right, you can see the left line and the right line. Okay, you can see there are two lines over here. Let's call it as L and let's call it as R. You can see L and we can vary this L and R. You can see that I am going to write three conditions. L should be less than equal to M, where M is the maximum number of columns present in this matrix, and R is going to be like less than equal to M, and like less than equal to, so greater than equal to 1, and L should be like less than equal to R, right? So if you focus upon this condition, you can easily see that I can just build up a O of M square type solution. Okay, so if I will try to build up a O of M square type solution, we can easily fetch some rectangle, and we can easily operate on the number of, like we can easily operate on finding the required value maximum sum of rectangle no larger than k. Okay, so how to do that, let's try to understand. Okay, so if you try to take this as L, let's say L can vary from 1 to this capital M, and if you try to take this as R, you can see that I can easily build O of M square iterations, where L is going to vary from uh, greater than equal to 1 and less than equal to M, and R is also going to vary up for this range, and L should be like less than equal to R. Okay, so at a particular step of iteration, we can easily say that, okay, so let me write down, let me first erase this one. So at a particular iteration, we can say L is somewhere in this between and r is somewhere in this between. Okay, so we can easily say that I am just fixing my left line and right line. Okay, now you can see that the only thing that is going to differ is about these two lines. Okay, so I'm going to build up over here. So this is a rectangle. You can also have a rectangle like this. You can also have a rectangle like this one also. Okay, now when I fix two lines L and R, so we can easily find out the suitable rectangle by varying these two lines. How to do that? Okay, so you can easily see that the matrix that I have built over here is actually the prefix sum of the rows. You can see that if you talk about this row, what is the prefix sum? Prefix sum is about this one. And if you talk about this row, what is the prefix sum of this row? It is about this one, you can easily see. And if you talk about this row, what is the prefix sum of this one? It is about this row. How this prefix sum is going to help us? Okay, so if you focus upon a particular line L and R, okay, so if you focus upon this line, I can easily find out the sum of the values lying over this range L to range R. That is minus 4, minus 3, minus 4 for this one, and minus 4, 4 and 5 for this one, and 1, 5, minus 4 for this one. Okay, and I will find out this value. So if I will find out this value, you can easily see the value is like this one. So let's say let us find out the value for this L and R, and let's try to understand this. Okay, so if you find out this, that is the prefix sum of minus 4, sum of minus 4, minus 3 and 4, it will come about, let me write down over here. Okay, so it will come about, I think, 4 and this minus 7. It will come about minus 3, and what about this one? 9 and 4. It is come about 5, I think. Yes, let me write down over clearly. Okay, so I don't know what is happening. It is 5 and it is about 2. Okay, so let me write down here. Yes, it is about 2. So if we have found out this one, minus 3, 5 and 2 being the values, some of the values of a particular row between L to R, you can easily see that my matrix, my rectangle can be about this one. If my rectangle is about this one, you can easily see the value is, sum of the value is minus 3 only. Okay, so if you consider the rectangle about this one, what is the sum of the value? Sum of the value is about this one, minus 3 and 5. Okay, if you consider the rectangle about this one, what is the value? The value would be sum of this 5 and 2. Okay, so how this is going to help us? Okay, so it is going to help us in that way, like we have a linear array of size n, where n is the number of rows. Okay, so if we have some L and R, where L and R is going to vary about this constraint in O of m square time, for every particular L and R, we have this O of n array we can easily build. And if we need to find out the rectangle, we can easily find out, and we can easily also fetch the sum with the help of this linear array of size n. Okay, so if you consider this one, the linear array minus 3, 5 and 2, you need to find some rectangle. Okay, so let's say if we are talking about this rectangle, you can easily see this is actually denoting this value, that is this rectangle. If we talk about this entire rectangle, it is actually this one. Okay, so how we are going to find out the sum of a particular rectangle where we want the sum being closest to k? We can easily do that. Okay, how we are going to do that? Okay, consider a linear array like this. Okay, and we need to find, so this problem is now modified. We have a some linear array for a particular L and R, and for that linear array we need to find a sub array such that that sub array has sum being closest to k. We can easily do that. How we are going to easily do that? With the help of binary search. How this binary search is going to help us? You can easily see, if we try to find out the prefix sum of this one, the prefix sum is coming about minus 3. Note that I am talking about the prefix sum of this linear array. Okay, so minus 3, 2, and you can see what is the prefix sum now, 4. Okay, and if we need to find out the sub array, where let's say we have sub array being starting from I and up to j, such that the cumulative sum, note that this is the prefix sum right now. The cumulative sum is what? You can see, let's say it is here Cj and here it is Ci. Okay, we need to find out a particular subarray where the sum of the elements of that subarray being closest to k. We can easily do that by using a binary search and putting the prefix sums in a set. If you're not understanding this right now, no need to worry about. When I will explain the coding part, I will also explain the same thing, right? Okay, if you need to find out the sum of the values being closest to k, I will take that is the set is going to okay, so let me write down over here. Set is going to store the prefix sum of the values, okay, in a sorted form. So if we need to find out the value being closest to k and if we are at a current element j, I will find out the lower bound of this Cj minus k, and if this lower bound exists in my set of prefix sums, I can easily claim that the value being closest to k would be Cj minus the iterator, the value at the iterator, the iterator being pointed, that is the lower bound is pointing to some element. So I will find out the difference between Cj and that element. Okay, so if you're not understanding this right now, no need to worry about. I'm going to, let's say I'm going to find out uh, another thing, and what is that relevant thing? Let us say maximum subarray sum not larger than k. Yes, you can see the reference is quite similar. If you are not understanding this right now, you can also fetch this one, maximum sum subarray having less than or equal to some given some using set. Okay, otherwise I will also explain in this little bit easier manner. Okay, so you can see that suppose we have some value of k and we have some that is the prefix sum minus 3 and 2 being stored in the set, and now let's say the cj is now 4 and we need to find out the elements. You can see the set is going to store the elements in sorted form, so minus 3 will come, then 2 will come. Okay, and let's say if we need to find out the value, that is the sum of the rectangle, where let's say k is going to be like let's say k is going to be like 2, or not saying as 2, let's say k is going to be like 5. Okay, so if k is 5, so I will find out this 4 minus 5, that is the lower bound of this one. 4 minus 5 is minus 1, so I will find out the lower bound of minus 1 in this set of minus 3 and 2. You can see it is pointing out to this element 2. Okay, so it means that the subarray starting from this 2 and ending up to this 4 will have the sum being closest to k right now. You can see the sum difference is coming about what is the Cj value 4 and what is the iterator, that is lower bound pointing to this 2. So 4 minus 2 is coming about 2. So currently we have the element, what is the closest value? You can see the closest value is coming about this one 2, and where k is 5. So this is the way I am going to fetch the elements. Okay, so let us move up to the coding part where I will explain a little bit more in detail how we are going to do that entire thing. Okay, so this problem is actually been tricky, so have patience and do watch the video entire so that you have a good grasp over this question. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so let us move on to the one of my accepted submissions. Okay, okay. This problem actually made my mind entire thing disturbed. We need to find out thing, right? Okay, so maximum sum of rectangle. We need to first fetch out the rectangle. N is the matrix size, M is the number of columns. Okay, N is actually the rows I have taken. Then I am going to take the prefix sum of every row. Okay, so this is the entire thing that I've already mentioned, the prefix sum of rows. Now try every possible width of the subarray. How we are going to, the start is going to vary from 0 up to m less than m. You can see this is start is basically my left line, and this end is going to start from this like end value, that is the right line is going to start from the variable start and it goes up to the maximum number of columns, like end is less than m and end plus plus. Now we have some left line and we have some right line. Okay, and we need to find out the rectangle having sum being closer to k, and this can be easily done with the maintaining the set and taking the lower bound. Now my prefix sum is 0, and note that I have to push the default value because sometimes we suppose we have to find out the sum elements. Okay, so let me also change the background first. Suppose we need to find out the sum elements and prefix sum is coming about like 0, 2 and let's say 4, and suppose this is the prefix sum and this is the Cj value cumulative sum. So I need to find out the lower bound of 4 minus k, okay, in the set, and suppose the k is also 4, like k is 4. I think I should have not to write this one. So suppose k is also 4. So it means that there exists some lower bound, right? So 4 minus k is coming about 0. So I need to push up this 0 variable also, so that the lower bound means the rectangle is also going to start from the very beginning, right? So I think I should have to move to this one. That is, the rectangle is also going to start from this position also. So that's why I'm going to push up the 0 value, so that if we have some prefix sum, right, like this one, if we have some prefix sum being pointed to 4, and if we find out the value 4 minus k in the lower bound in the set, it means that it is pointing to the beginning one. The rectangle is about starting from the very beginning, like about this one, and it can goes up to this one, or it can go up to this one, or it can go up to entire this one. That's why I've taken the value as 0 as a reference. Okay, so maintain the prefix sum, current width of rectangle. Now you can see that I need to find out the sum being closer to k. I have found out the current sum. Note that I'm maintaining the cumulative sum. First I found out the current sum in the range, and then I've added with the prefix sums. Now I need to find out the value being closer to k. So I've taken the lower bound of prefix sum minus k, and this will give us the value being closer to k. Okay, and this I will find out the difference, and this is going to be our answer. I'm going to maximize my answer. Note that we need to find maximum sum of a rectangle in a matrix such that its sum is no larger than k. So this is the value that I need to take care. And also I need to push up the elements in the set also. And what's about the complexity of this solution? You can see the O of m square is being done by this front two loops, and this you can see O will take O of n time, and we have a set also. The entire complexity will have O of m square n log n. So this will be our complexity. Okay, so if you have any doubts, do let me know in the comment section of the video, and I will ask the viewers to like this video, share this video, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you for watching this video.